Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of Vanderpump Rules, Season 11, Episode 4. Let's get right into this.
I don't ever want to see anybody go down the path of that kind of depression when you feel the whole world's against you. I've seen depression. I know he's depressed. I remember the words when my brother was...
So, we see some B footage of people doing their thing in their house. Then we see James and that girl who he is allegedly dating, his girlfriend. He is going to be having his first little get-together at his new home. He's very excited. He bought all the food. He even bought towels and the floaties because it's going to be a pool party. He looks so happy. Then we go to Tom and Ariana's house. Tom is downstairs making some coffee, and Ariana's upstairs in her room with Katie, and they're just looking for some clothes for this pool party. She also says that she can't believe that last night her Lyft driver recognized her, and she's so full of herself. She says he probably doesn't even know how many people want to talk to him now. Then Ariana goes on to talk about Schwartz, and she says that she can't believe him and what he is saying. Looks like Ariana's more mad at Schwartz than she is at Sandoval. Her hate for him is kind of weird. Then we see Villa Rosa, beautiful home that we need to be seeing in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But until then, this will do. So Scheana and Lala go to Lisa's house. They're stopping by before they go to the pool party. So then LVP tells them that she needs to tell them something they're probably not going to like, but she needs to tell them, which is that she spoke to Sandoval and she saw that he's in a very dark place. Scheana jumps in and says that she texted him when his friend died, but he blocked her. So he wants to be a villain and she's not going to be here for it. Lala is mad because she found out that Tom told Scheana that Lala was a narcissist the other night. So here she goes on about Randall and what Tom said about her. But Lisa is very emotional. She kind of had tears in her eyes and she says, I remember my brother. I remember the things he would say to me before he took his life. And it started with depression. And LVP tells him that Sandoval told her that he has had these feelings. And I think the girls listened. Lala even admitted that she doesn't think it's cool to keep talking about the same thing over and over again. So she says that she never actually considered his mental health. Scheana says that this hasn't been easy for her either because this has been one of her best friends that she's ever had in her life. LVP says that if he was that special, then why not make things right? Scheana says, even if it means losing Ariana? LVP says, don't be a people pleaser, go with what your heart tells you. And I told you guys this last time. Scheana cares more about Sandoval because he's been that friend to her, but she wants to be in the cool circle. She sees all the clout and the public opinion, and she, I think, wants to be an opportunist and be in the quote unquote good side. But again, this was a good conversation. I think that they will be considering this. Then they go to the pool party. Schwartz is so nice. He brought a plant, and this is actually the third time he's brought a plant to James's house. Everybody was there. James was throwing himself from the roof onto the pool, and so did Schwartz. I think they were all having a lot of fun. Then we see Sandoval with Billy Lee, and they went to, I don't even know what this was, but he got inside some bathtub and he starts to breathe heavily. I don't know if the water was maybe cold or something, but he does that little dramatic Little Mermaid thing. He gets up from the water. But going back to the pool party, Lala talks to Allie and she is asking her about how is James doing with his drinking. She knows that he stopped drinking. She is scared that he will hit some sort of rock bottom. So she says that she wants to talk to him about it, but without him being triggered. And Allie says, just go for it. Meanwhile, James was chugging some drinks with weed inside. We also see Lala talk to Schwartz, and she does apologize for the night before. She says that she needs to work on not being a dog in everyone else's fight. This was interesting though. So Schwartz says that he accepts the apology, but he didn't like the way that Ariana looked at him. He says that the look that she gave him made him feel like he was less than human. And she thinks that she has been elevated, and it's almost as if she thinks that she's better than all of them. And low-key, Lala agrees. She even said, yeah, like if she's on a pedestal. So I'm kind of glad that they're calling her out on this. She also apologizes for making him feel like he needs to abandon Sandoval. She understands that there's certain things you just can't get over that quickly or at all. They talk about their situations, Lala and her dad, Schwartz and his brother. He even apologizes for making fun of her lips last season. Remember that fight? But this was a great conversation. Schwartz says that please give him a chance. He's family, and she agrees. So it was a very good conversation. We see Tom and Billy Lee again at this thing that they were doing, and she asks if he would date again. He says no, but he does miss Raquel. He hasn't talked to her, but he says that he's saving himself for Raquel. I know you're lying. But Billy Lee talks about seeing him in that dark moment. She thought they were going to lose him at a certain time. And Sandoval says that he almost did it. He says that he doesn't feel like he's allowed to be happy. He lost all his friends, and that's sad. He is only human, yet he was judged and... it was horrible. He was horribly... The hate was coming very strong from obsessed fans who probably are deflecting their own traumas onto him. And I think that, honestly, this is the thing that I really do think this. I don't think he should have came back on the show. I think he should have stepped back like Raquel did, especially if he did have these dark thoughts. But let's go back to the pool party again. So Scheana is trying to tell Ariana about the conversation that she had with Lisa, but she is scared. She was like, we went to Lisa's house. She was scared. But she does tell Ariana what LVP said about the similarities of her brother and Sandoval. And Ariana says, Lisa's brother and Sandoval are nothing alike. She says, no, she will not be extending no grace. I will say, though, I could see the sadness in Scheana's face as Ariana was saying this. I think Scheana wants to move on because he was her real friend. Now, Ariana is claiming that all that friendship that Sandoval had with Scheana is fake, that he manipulates everything, and she says that his mental health is annoying. Wow. His mental health and feelings are annoying, she says. Okay. It's another day, and James go to Lala's apartment. He says that he has been 3 months sober because of Tom and Raquel. So something about his emotions were going all over the place when this stuff happened. And it got to the point where Allie left him one night because of how crazy he was. So he stopped drinking, and he says that this is going to be forever. He doesn't plan on doing it, on drinking ever again. She says that she's going to be there to support him, and if he needs to tell her some things, she promises not to ever tell anyone. We see Schwartz and his roommate or ex-roommate, Joe. She seems cool. She was actually cutting Schwartz's hair, which good for him because these barbers be charging a good buck. Sandoval then comes over and Schwartz invites him to the trip to Tahoe. Everybody's going to be there except Ariana and Katie. They are not going to end up going, but the rest will be there. And Schwartz says this is going to be a great opportunity for you to apologize. Sandoval says, yeah, I'll apologize. I'll say, sorry for giving you guys something to talk about for hundreds of podcasts. And sorry for giving you something to make merchandise about like y'all got millions. Schwartz says, listen, that energy is not going to get you very far. So he tells Sandoval that Lala was actually very nice and open about the idea when he talked to her. So he says, just give them a chance, give them an inch so hopefully y'all can go a mile. So he's going to think about that. And then Scheana, we see her leave her daughter with her new babysitter and her sister. Her and Brock go to have dinner with James and Allie. And Scheana is telling James about the conversation she and Lala had with Lisa Vanderpump and those worries that she has. James, too, got a phone call from Lisa earlier, so he thinks it's probably about the same thing. They all agree that they don't want anything bad to happen to Tom, so they're going to give him a chance. Scheana did text Schwartz to just confirm if he had invited Sandoval. He says yeah, so these four are talking about how they're going to navigate this. The last scene is Lisa, and the reason she wanted to talk to James was actually because she brings Graham the dog back to him, and he's crying, he's really happy. Apparently the dog was bitten and taken to a shelter, and then they rescued him. I remember this story happening months ago, like in real time, and I remember Raquel talking about this, but I can't remember, chat. I don't even want to try to think about it because it's too much. But at least he's happy. So that was the end of the episode. A pretty boring episode. Nothing too excited. Other than, Lisa advocating for Sandoval. One of the things I will say is I do find it very interesting that, in this 2024 and all these people always want to talk about prioritizing mental health and mental awareness month, yet when stuff like this happens it looks like they kind of toss that out the window. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's selective for some of these people. I personally don't judge anyone. Of course I'll call them out and stuff, but not to the point where I'm going to be, sending him hate on social media and saying that they should be doing certain things or they should give in to those dark moments. You would be surprised at the despicable comments that these people be leaving, and I'm like, what makes you think saying things like that's okay? And you know what? I'm gonna say how the word. You want to talk about the word? Let's talk about the word, because the word says, "For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the same measure you use, it will measure you." So all these people who have these high standards, get ready, because when you make a mistake, you're going to be judged by these exact same standards. So it is what it is. But y'all, let me know your comments and what you thought about this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. You have a great one. Bye.